It's time, hockey fans, for episode 92 of Royally Quacked. How's it going, Cody?
I am doing good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I know I text you, but after the Kings beat, who was it? Chicago? Or when they won that second game, I got on the Royal Half post game show with Jesse Cohen.
Oh, that was Utah, wasn't it?
Yeah, Utah. It was after the Utah game. Talked with him a little bit. It was fun. He even gave us a plug. So,
Yeah, Jesse was so, like I said, so great. Letting everyone know that that bonus episode with Jesse Cohen is still out. You know, I don't plan on taking it down because one, it was such a great interview and we had a lot of fun. So go check out that bonus episode with when we just talk all things Kings with Jesse Cohen.
yeah, it was an awesome time. He just, like I said, he has a different way about him that I'm captivated. So
Yeah.
And I did listen to. I don't typically like to listen to our episodes because I don't like to listen to myself talk. But
I don't like listening to you talk either, so I understand.
yeah, well, I'm sure there's a lot of people feeling that way. But anyways, I was listening to it, and there was so much humor.
Yeah.
I started laughing, and I go, I was actually listening to it driving to work, and work's been a little on the rough side lately. And it put a smile on my face. So, I think if you guys listen to it, Cody was a great target for Jesse's humor.
Well, with him and Eddie, I kind of expect that kind of things, and like I said, and it's all fun and everything. And Adam already commented it was okay. Too much Ducks smack talk, and then even he said it is rough to listen to, Gary.
Yeah. Thanks, Adam. I always feel the love that you pour out towards
By
me.
the way, I got my favorite sweater on, the favorite child.
There you go.
You guys approved of me being the favorite one.
Yeah.
I know Mom approved it.
I'm waiting for the response from Mom on that one.
I know, but I mean, I have it in writing. I'm wearing it because I guarantee, and it's in my size. It's not going to fit Tim or Sammy. I mean, you could probably put both of them into this sweater.
I'm not going to say anything to that.
All right. Well, you ready to get into some team news?
Sure.
All right. Let's you go this time.
Okay. A little bit of humor to start off in Kings news. Drew Doughty's mom told the Kings they sucked in the second period.
I don't know which game that was. I can't remember, but it was pretty. I want to say it was.
I think it was a Utah game. They came back and won because they dominated the first period. Got in trouble in the second period finished off the game with a victory.
Yeah.
Kevin
says, "Good morning, Gary and Cody," and good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Kevin. The Kings have signed Wojciech Sihar to a 3-year entry-level contract. He was their second pick that they got in the draft last year. I'm not sure if it was second round. Don't remember that. But he's a project that they think will be sometime in the future, maybe a bottom 6 player. Defenseman Henry Brustovich and forward Brendan Morrow will attend camp with Team USA. Both players certainly have a great shot at cracking the lineup for that team. I think they're both going to make that team. And highly regarded forward prospect Liam Green, last season's Canadian starting goaltender Carter George are both on the invitation list to camp. which is supposed to happen on a little. This might be yesterday's news, but to camp later that today is what the thing I read was, and I think I got that news yesterday. Also leading the charge, there's Petteri Rimpinen, who will represent Finland and was the star goalie of last season's tournament. So, I mean, that's what, 3 so far? And then rounding out camp are you have Wojciech Sihar from Czechia and Jan Chovan from Slovakia. So we have a representative 5 possible prospects playing in the World Juniors this year. And if you guys don't, if you get a chance, I would tape it if you have. I think it's always on the NHL channel. Watch these games. You're going to see some superstars playing hockey. There's always somebody that's going to be a top pick, maybe in this year's draft, or if they haven't already been selected, like all 5 of the Kings have been selected in prior times. You know, we've had Trevor Zegras, if you remember, Alex Turcotte, and why can't I think of it? Arthur Kaliev were with Team USA playing, and they'd all been drafted already by the teams, and they were the leading line to win the World Junior Championship for USA that year. So, on to Duck news, Cody.
I'm having issues with my mic stand. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully that stays. So, all right. Mom says I did not buy that sweater. I know, but we all know it's true. Just saying.
Boy, that was delayed.
I know. Well, because you're talking the whole time, so I couldn't just like, oh, speaking of this, while you were talking. Next time we'll just cut you off. So I haven't double checked all the prospects that are Ducks prospects that are going to be in the World Juniors. I'll try to do that and put that out for next week. Because with the camp starting pretty soon for that, it'll probably be more out there anyways too. But so far, all I've heard is the Ducks prospects, Lucas Pettersson and Eric Nilsson will represent Team Sweden at the World Junior Championship later this month. And then more on just plain old Ducks news. Beckett Seneca became the fastest teenager in Ducks history to reach 25 points in a season, surpassing teammate Mason McTavish, who did it in 40 games in 22-23. And Seneca, who had 9 goals and 16 assists for 25 points, did it in 30 games.
Well, at least Adam picks on somebody besides me.
I didn't buy it for myself. It was more like I knew they were going to approve of it kind of thing. But we all know I'm the number one child. We all know that. Because I'm the keeper. And you know what keepers wear? The number 1.
Oh, boy.
So most of you don't know. Most of you don't know.
Foggy in here.
So people don't know. I was a goalkeeper in soccer. That was my main position. And in soccer, usually the goalkeepers will wear number 1. And my mom says I'm a keeper, which is kind of in a way of like saying like I'm a goalkeeper and I'm a keeper. So I thought it was just a funny way of adding to that. More on Ducks news. The Ducks on December 29th, 2024 were in last place in the Pacific Division.
December 9th, you mean?
I said December 9th.
You said 29th.
Oh, I thought I said 9th. I think just the way I said it, maybe.
Yeah.
So the Ducks on December 9th, 2024 were in last place in the Pacific Division. And then just jump 1 year later, on December 9th, 2025. I know the standings are a little different right now, but at that time, the Ducks were on the 9th. We're in first place in the Pacific Division this year.
Thank you again, Adam.
Whose side are you on, Adam? Okay, you're attendee in hockey. I was a goalkeeper in soccer, so difference. There's a big difference.
Yeah, and 32 is a very popular number for hockey goalies, but they usually always give the goalie number 1.
Yeah,
almost on all the teams.
The mom put, boy, you're really stretching this out. LOL, you are a keeper. See, there's proof right there.
Cody, how did you hack into your mom's account? I mean, really?
Well, remember who helped her set everything and get it hooked up and everything.
Set everything and help.
Remember, mom couldn't log into her YouTube, and guess who? Remember who fixed it? The number one child.
Welcome to Cody's the number one child episode of Royally Quacked, people.
You know, I should just change the title right now. Cody, number one child.
Yeah.
All right. Last bit of news. There's two of them, but they both have to kind of to deal with each other. Great news. And as everyone's listening to this right now or watching this, already kind of know. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin, I appreciate you. Cody, Kevin, you are my number one too. I appreciate Kevin.
Kevin, I'm hurt.
All right,
I'm hurt, Kevin.
Back to Ducks news. Happy news. The Lukas Ståhl is nearing return as he is activated from injury reserve. But wait, there's more. At this time right now, I'm hopefully not spoiling because they're already playing, but Lukas Ståhl is in net right now playing against the New Jersey Devils right now. So great news, everyone. That means because with Ville Husso, he's now the backup because Mrazek is still out. And everyone's wondering, well, who's going to stay? Who's going to go? So here's what's going on. And thanks to Zach Kavanaugh from the Sporting Tribune for kind of laying this out. Since Ville Husso already cleared waivers once before the season started, he doesn't have to clear it again because he only came up because of an injury. But if you play more than 10 games, then you have to clear waivers again. And Husso played 8 games. So luckily Ståhl is back. So Husso, hopefully he only has to play maybe one more game before Mrazek comes back. And then Husso can go back down without having to clear waivers and possibly losing him. And then our goalie situation will be back to normal. So,
well, let me ask you this, because I don't know the rule on this. So they could have today sent him back, right? Because he doesn't need to clear waivers. They could have brought up an ECHL guy to back up.
I mean, that's my next bit of news is Vyacheslav Batayev has been reassigned to the Tulsa Oilers of the ECHL. So,
see, I would have kept him for a game, send Husso back, maybe let him play a game in the AHL and let the other guy back up, then bring him back because you could have another, or is it 10 total games or 10
games total games? Like they have to play in 10 games.
But if he goes back down, does it start over?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think there would have to be an injury for him to come back up.
Okay.
So because that's why he was brought up in the first place. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Circumvent the rule like everybody else does.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you know the reason hockey goalies were given number one? Hockey goalies, or are you talking about soccer goalkeepers?
No, he's talking. I think he's talking about hockey goalies.
I thought I can't remember why they were given number. I heard it somewhere, but I already forgot. And then thank you to the Mighty Ducks Club on Instagram Live. Dope hat. I know. Thank you. I love my hat collection. Why would I talk about soccer? I don't know. Because soccer is one of the best sports in the world. I know Kevin would agree with that. But
Captain Chaos, he finally has somebody else to attack.
Yeah. So, well, that was a very long Ducks news that didn't need to be long.
Okay, on to league news.
Yep, league news.
Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly said to the media today the Olympic Arena in Milan is scheduled to be completed by February 2nd. That's 3 days before the first women's tournament game. Daly said the league learned about the smaller ice surface last week and also said if a player feels that the ice is unsafe to play, then we're not going to play. It is as simple as that.
Kevin said soccer and hockey are the same thing for the numbers. 1 goes to the goalie, 2 and 3 to the defenders, and so on. That I remember. That's why you usually see like the defenders with smaller numbers in soccer. Yeah, I do remember that. The Blues have signed Ducks legend UFA Robbie Fabry to a 1-year, 2-way contract.
Huh.
Yeah, he goes back to where he won the Stanley Cup. I believe he was drafted there too.
Okay, well, the Lightning have announced that Victor Hedman will have a procedure on his elbow on Monday. Hedman is expected to return in early February and still represent Sweden in the Olympics.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to miss that.
No.
And then we got some drama in Buffalo. The Buffalo Sabres have been holding internal discussions about replacing general manager Kevin Adams. Dun dun dun.
Well, he's had time. So
yeah, and they do have Jarmo Kekalainen there as like an advisor. So, and I think he was the Columbus Blue Jackets GM before Don Waddell took over.
Yeah. The Mammoth have announced Logan Cooley is expected to miss a minimum of 8 weeks. That's going to hurt. He's been playing very well for them.
Sorry, Adam said he wanted me to check my phone. Sorry. All right. Let's see. The Hurricanes. Seattle forward Jared McCann will be out 3 weeks with a lower body injury.
Okay, and I'll take over for Cody's start. The Hurricanes have signed defenseman Joel Nystrom to a 4-year, $1.225 million AAV contract extension. Okay,
so this is what Adam says about why goalies were given number 1 in hockey. I'm reading. This is what he sent me. The biggest train car was always at the front of the train. And because goalies were taking the most punishment in the net, the team gave the number 1 train car and the number 1 on the jersey. And for the respect of the team, the goalie led the team on the ice.
And that pretty much does happen most of the time, right?
Yeah. The goalies usually lead the way on the ice. So, I did not know that.
Unless the guy comes out for his first game in the NHL and they skate by themselves for a minute. That's the only time I think that's different.
That's different. That's yeah. Brandon Bussey is the first goalie in NHL history to win 10 of his first 11 appearances in the league. Yeah, he's taking the world by storm right now. He's doing really well in Carolina.
And the Edmonton Oilers have traded for Tristan Jarry and Samuel Poulin in exchange for Stuart Skinner, Brett Kulak, and a 2029 second round pick. Obviously, getting them to the Stanley Cup finals 2 years in a row wasn't enough for Skinner. And he has been shaky at best, even except for getting them to the Stanley Cup in the playoffs. He was pretty solid.
Yeah, he had his moments, but also the Oilers acquired defenseman Spencer Stastny from the Nashville Predators in exchange for Edmonton's third-round pick in 2027.
And now for probably the biggest news of the day, the Vancouver Canucks have traded Quinn Hughes to the Minnesota Wild for Marco Rossi, Z. Bouillon, and Liam Ogren, and a first-round pick.
I can't remember which year that was. Hold on, we got a question. Would you have traded Byfield, Laferriere, Henry B, or Jared Woolley plus a first for Quinn Hughes? I would have traded McTavish, Minty, and a first-round pick. And maybe like Solberg or someone in the down in the AHL.
I don't know if I would have gone. Well, maybe.
The thing is, if you make that trade, you're pretty much just getting the LA Vancouver Canucks. It would just. I mean, you would just literally have a very good Swedish forward, and then Quinn Hughes. Just like there was in Vancouver, you had Elias Pettersson and then Quinn Hughes. Kempe is better than Elias Pettersson. So, but I think that would have for the Kings, I would not have done that trade because, and I don't think Quinn would want to, just because you're pretty much just turning into the Vancouver Canucks at that point.
Well, and I think, doesn't he have some kind of veto power, or does he have none?
I don't know, but I mean,
because the one thing I did see, I'm not sure where I read this, so I can't quote where I got the information. He wanted to be more east.
I think he also wanted to be in America.
Well, Eastern America, because obviously because his family lives in Michigan. His brothers play in New Jersey, and Jersey did make an offer. It just wasn't good enough. Vancouver took the best offer.
They said there were 6 teams that made an offer. I'm guessing Detroit. I'm guessing New Jersey. Obviously Minnesota. That's 3. I wouldn't have been so surprised if Dallas was one of the teams because of the whole Tyler Seguin injury, and they could have squeezed in Quinn Hughes.
As much as Kevin, when you said Byfield, Laferriere, Kristevich, or Woolley, and a first for Quinn Hughes, I don't think I could. I don't think that would make the Kings contender. It's
I think Hughes would be worse.
I think it would take us too much back. Not that Hughes isn't like. I mean, there's only one guy you take over him, and that's Makar. I just don't think that would really improve. We're having a hard time scoring as it is, and then we're going to take Byfield away, which, I mean, he doesn't get a lot of goals, but he gets a lot of assists. And I like Laferriere. He plays everywhere. He does everything decently. I mean, he's not a top line guy, but he's always in the mix every play. I like him. And then you're looking at the future, possibly at least maybe second line defense for the Kings with Woolley and Brustevich. And they're buds.
Yeah.
And they're playing together in London. So I don't know if I'd make that trade. If you'd have said all that for McDavid, at least if we get some scoring, and a lot of those fringe guys that aren't scoring because McDavid just takes everybody. They're all attacking him. Otherwise, he'll score. I think, would possibly bring more scoring to the Kings because other than beating Chicago, we've only had 4 or 5 games out of 20 or 30 that we've actually been scoring at a decent pace.
Yeah.
I mean, we are defensively one of the top defensive teams in the NHL right now, but we can't score. That's our problem. The Ducks, on the other hand, if you put the Kings and Ducks together, they'd probably win the Stanley Cup. You get the Kings defense and the Ducks offense right now, you'd probably get a Stanley Cup because there's 6 guys, young guys, all have outscored are supposed to be best young guy Byfield. All of them have more points than him. Seneca, Cutter, McTavish, Leo. Just, I'm done.
And then Kevin added, I would make the trade if it was Green Tree instead of Laffy, and one of the goalie prospects instead of one of the defensemen. I think for you guys to make it work, it would have to be Green Tree, Henry B, either one of the goalie prospects, George or Slukinski, and the first round pick. I think if it was that, I think you guys can make it work and not make yourselves worse. But would Vancouver accept that trade? That's the thing.
Well, here's another thing. They're not going to trade Carter George.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
right now,
to get Quinn Hughes, you
They're
trade
not
Carter George.
They're not going to trade Carter. They might trade Slukinski because they're both incredible, but they got 3 guys in the pipeline. What are you laughing at now?
Adam says Kopitar for Hughes, straight up. I mean, Vancouver does need center depth.
Obviously he's retiring. That would be a great trade for the Kings, but I just don't think they're going to trade the greatest king ever. I mean, as a king, not as an NHL player in his last season. I mean, I think that would be a steal for the Kings.
Yeah.
If they could do it. But unfortunately, you would have fans go crazy for that. I mean, some of them would go, hell, we just got the second best defenseman in the NHL for a guy who's retiring. I think it would be, as a hockey fan, a great trade for the Kings. But as a Kings fan, it's hard. It would be hard for me to trade Kopitar. It really would be.
I mean, I'm gonna kind of go with Adam on this. I'm gonna say Kopitar for McDavid and Draisaitl straight up.
If even if it was as Kopitar for McDavid, I think the Kings would do that in a sack because that would definitely make them contenders.
100%.
Because he makes everybody around him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Crap! I meant Kempe for Hughes.
Ooh.
I don't.
That's tempting.
I don't think that Vancouver would do that.
I'm not sure the Kings would either.
No, if I was the Kings, I'm doing that in a heartbeat. I'm sorry. Kempe is a great forward. He is. But he's not top 10 in his position. On the other hand, Hughes is the second best defender in the world.
That's true. But you know what? It ain't going to happen anyways. Right now,
Yeah.
he's in Minnesota. They're not going to trade him for Kempe, Kopitar. Even if it was both of them, they wouldn't do it.
See, now I'm kind of curious. When do the Ducks and or Kings play against the Wild next? All right, so let's see. We're December. None of the Kings don't play the Wild in December. January. Kings play the Wild on January 3rd.
Cool.
The Ducks, they play the Wild. Come on, let's see. No, they don't play then. The Ducks play the Wild. Oh, Friday the 2nd. So the Wild have a back-to-back in SoCal on Friday and Saturday.
So
They play us on Friday, and then they play you guys on Saturday.
Okay, good. You're going to tire them out for us. Thank you.
Yeah. Great.
Are we going to give updates on the game, or is that you don't want to know?
I don't want to know.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now jersey talk. I don't like to usually talk about, especially in the season. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, here's one jersey, blah blah. So I'll try to wait for multiple jerseys to come out, and then we could talk all of them at once. So here is the Dallas Stars' new third jersey, which should be their new primary jersey. Take a look at this.
I like that.
Oops. I love the look. I think this should be their new home jersey. And then make a white version of that, and then boom, you're good. Because that is clean. They need to go back to that logo and that look.
I like it.
I love it. It's yeah. Best Stars jersey so far. 100% agree, and it looks great on the ice. All right, and the next up is the Florida Panthers Winter Classic jersey. I like everything but those shorts.
Yeah.
The socks, I think the socks I can get away. I think the shorts need to be in navy blue, and it's perfect.
I do not like the shorts. They do. He looks like an old man wearing the knee-high basketball socks with sandals. That's what he looks like to me. Sorry, Florida. I do not. I like the logo.
Yeah. I'm glad they brought back the leaping cat logo with the red. Like I said, everything except for the shorts on this one.
Yeah, I agree with you, Cody.
All right, and then here is the very sad looking JT Miller, and
Yeah,
this
I would be sad wearing that too. I just don't like it at all.
Yeah, it's honestly like, and they talked about it on a couple other hockey podcasts, and I agree with them. So on one of the shoulder patches, it has an apple that says NYR on it, New York Rangers, and they're saying if you just take out the New York Rangers, like the New York on the right there, and then just put the apple, they think that would have been better. And I agree. Yeah, I think that would have been better.
I agree.
The next up, and we got these just came out Thursday, I want to say. You got the Boston Stadium Series, and then you got the Tampa Bay Lightning. I like the Boston one just a little bit more. I just wish they would have done the crack bear logo, the cocaine bear looking logo. Tampa Bay, I don't know what they were doing. I do like the lightning inside the stripes and like the lettering and numbers. Yeah, I agree, Kevin. Boston Tampa can be one of the worst jersey matchups of all time. No, I honestly agree.
I mean, I like the colors for Tampa, but the TBL, I know Tampa Bay Lightning it stands for, that just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, so like I
agree totally, Adam. I just said that, but I like the colors. I don't like the TBL.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I wish they would add
like a lightning like a lightning bolt or something.
I wish it would have added a little bit more black to the Tampa Bay Lightning one.
Yeah.
But I agree. The Boston one, like, it's different. I don't like. I do and I don't like the gloves. But I wish they would have done something a little different with it. But if you tell me what you notice about this matchup that we haven't really seen in years past with these kind of jerseys, do you know? Well, here, let's go back. So this is the Florida Panthers home jerseys that they're going to wear. And then here's the away jersey. Now here's both jerseys. Do you notice the difference?
Yeah, nobody's white.
Nobody's white. Okay, hold on. There's no white uniforms. Let's try not to be very racist right there. Adam says bring back the 90s era black lightning black third, the storm jersey. See, that I would have really liked. And yeah, see, Kevin got it. The color and color. The NHL's encouraging it more for teams to play color on color. I'm just waiting to see the Ducks and Kings play in their homes against the color and color jerseys.
Yeah. I the orange against the black.
And, yeah, or even against like the San Jose with each of our teams, like the black and teal or the orange and teal. I think I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, I think it would be that would be awesome.
They should have done white jerseys with the Tampa Bay. I don't know. I don't think
white gloves, not white.
No,
jersey.
I can't see the white gloves with that just because it would look too much like the Boston gloves. So I don't mind the blue gloves.
How about the light blue gloves on them?
The light blue gloves probably would look better.
You know, the number or the TBL, that color gloves. I think I like that better
with the lightning kind of touch to it.
God, you know what? Any ladies out there have a comment? Because you guys most of us guys aren't fashionable. So I just was curious. Any ladies out there want to comment on this?
Make the Boston gloves black would be better. I agree. Those ones should have been black. 100% agree on that one. But all right, that was all I had for the jersey talk. Okay. Ready to get into game recaps?
Sure.
So we each got 3 games to talk about. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll go first. I think you went first the last couple of weeks, so we'll break it up. Well, I talked about how the Kings can't score. Well, finally in this game, they could score. And on top of that, they played defense. Well, let's go to the scoring first. The first period, absolutely nobody scored. This was a highly competitive game in the first period, and that's where it ended. In the second period, the Kings get on the scoreboard first with Warren Fogle is 5th from Timor on a slap shot at the 1:55 mark of the second period. Then finally, Andrei Kuzmenko scores on the power play. Wow, we got a power play goal and didn't give up a goal this time. From Kevin Fiala, his 9th, and Doughty is 7th on a wrist shot. 2-0 Kings. Then Brant Clark gets his 4th from Turcotte, his 4th, and Perry is 7th to make it 3-0 on a wrist shot at the 19:06 mark. And after 2 periods, the Kings are up 3-0. We go to the third period, and who gets another goal? But Brant Clark, who's definitely been picking it up here lately, gets his 5th from Kempe, his 15th, and LeFerrier is 6th on a wrist shot. 4-0 Kings. Then, super goal scorer Mikey Anderson gets his 2nd from Danault, his 5th, and Doughty is 8th. 5-0 Kings. And then finally, Alex Turcotte gets his second. It's unassisted at the 9:34 mark on a deflection, and it's 6-0 Kings, and that's how it ended. 6-0 Kings. The Kings outshot the Blackhawks 32-23. The faceoffs were 59.6% for Kings, 40.4% for the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks were 0 for 3 on the power play, and the Kings were 1 for 2. Hallelujah. Hits, Kings 20-10. Something they haven't been winning is hits and block shots, and they did lose the block shots, but only by 1. The Blackhawks 11, the Kings 10. Giveaways, we keep winning that one. We need to stop giving the giveaways away. 23-18. We finally won the takeaways for first time in a long time. That was 7-5. Let's go to the 3 stars of the game. I know you probably figured out already who that would be. The one shock is our goalie wasn't in here with a shutout. We had Mikey Anderson with the third star with a goal, Turcotte with a second star with a goal and assist, and Brant Clark, the number 1 star, with 2 goals. And that's my first game.
All right. Now we'll move on to my first game. So the Ducks hosted the Chicago Blackhawks, and this will be the last game of the season against them. Thank God. So the Ducks were so far have lost both games, and they lost both games in Chicago. But things definitely, I would say, made a little. There was I would say a little bit better of a game. The Ducks win this one 7-1. So if I told you to guess who scored the first goal, who do you think scored the first goal?
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to everyone. Yes, I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to everyone.
Yes.
Who scored the first goal for the Ducks?
Yes, without looking at the screen.
I
like how I said that, and it's right there. I didn't realize that.
I didn't look at it. It's got to be somebody odd who's not a big goal scorer. Oh, it's not Ross the Boss, is it?
No,
the human traffic cone? No.
No, he hasn't been human traffic cone.
Maybe a defenseman.
All right, you're wasting time.
Trouba. I'll say Trouba.
You looked. So Trouba.
I did not look.
You looked. All right, Jacob Trouba did score the first goal of this game on made it 1-0 at Anaheim, and that was at the 10-16 mark on a slap shot. And then so it was 1-0 after 1. Then we go to the second period, and this is where the Ducks just took over. Mason McTavish on the power play gets his 7th of the year. Beckett Seneca his 15th assist, and Cutter Godey his 16th assist to make it 2-0 Anaheim, and that was at the 6:40 mark on a wrist shot. And then Beckett Seneca also gets on the board with his 9th goal of the year. Cutter Godey's 17th assist, and Gudis' 5th assist of the year. And that makes it 3-0 Anaheim at the 9:26 mark. And then Kaloran gets on the board as well with his 2nd of the year. Assist from Ryan Strome, his 3rd, and Minty, his 5th. Makes it 4-0 Anaheim, and that's at the 16:09 mark. And then Leo Carlson gets his 15th of the year. Kreider his 7th assist, and Terry's 23rd assist. Make it 5-0 Anaheim at the 17:23 mark. And then so it's 5-0 after 2. We go into the third. Leo Carlson on the power play. Yay, we're finally scoring on the power play. Gets his 16th of the year. Kreider's 8th assist. Lacomb's 13th assist of the year. 6-0 Anaheim. And that was at the 15-second mark in the third. But then about a minute and a half later, Tyler Bertuzzi on the power play gets his 15th of the year to make it 6-1 Anaheim. That ruins the shootout for Husso. But Frankie Vetrano, Frank the Tank, gets on the board with his 3rd goal of the year. God, it's hard to believe that with all the scoring and Frank only has 3 goals. He's been completely unlucky this year on shooting. But Zellweger got his 7th assist of the year, Strom's 4th assist, and that is the last goal of the game. So the Ducks win this one 7-1. And now we'll go into the stats. The Ducks outshot them 53-20. We actually also win the faceoff percentage 51.7 to 48.3. The Ducks were 2 for 5 on the power play for 40%, and the Blackhawks were 1 for 2. Hits, each team had 15, and then for the saves, you had Husso, who stopped 19 out of 20 shots, and Soderblom stopped 46 out of 53.
Wow.
So, and we'll go to the 3 stars of the game. Why isn't it showing up from there? It is. All right, 3 stars of the game. Chris Kreider with the 2 assists for 2 points is the number 3 star. And you got Beckett Seneca with 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points is the number 2 star. And then Uncle Leo himself is the number 1 star with 2 goals for 2 points. So on a much needed butt whooping they did on Chicago, the Ducks really needed that one after kind of stinking up the last 2 against Chicago. So now it's on to your next game.
So on a sad note, do you know that Jacob Trouba has more goals than Quentin Byfield? No, I'm serious.
No, I know.
Yeah. I saw on his 5th goal, Quentin Byfield only has 4 goals and is supposed to be the number 1 center. I find that sad. He needs.
I agree. That is sad.
But you know, you talk about bad luck. I bet you he's hit 12, 14 posts.
Terry hits that many posts in one game.
Yeah, but he's scoring goals. Terry's what, 9 or 10 goals at least, something like that.
The Ducks are scoring and the Kings are not scoring.
Well, that's true.
Other than the Chicago game.
So we go to Utah to play the Stormin' Mormons. I know Mom's going to get mad at that, but that's okay. Let's go to the scoring. Adrian Kempe gets it started at the 750 mark with his 10th from Fiala, his 10th on a backhand shot to put the Kings up 1-0. Then the surprise goal scoring player that the Kings picked up as a free agent, Joel Armia, with his 6th from Fiala, his 11th on a snapshot at the 10:08 mark. And the Kings go into the second period leading the Mammoth 2-0. Then we have Dylan Gunther on the power play. Gets his 11th from Keller, his 18th, and Sergachev, his 16th on a slap shot, 34 seconds into the second period. And that's how the second period ends, with the Kings winning 2-1. Then, starting the third period at the 3:27 mark, the captain, Anze Kopitar, with a 6th from Kempe, a 16th, and Edmondson, his 10th, to put the Kings up 3-1. Then it got a little exciting. Clayton Keller scored his 10th from Schmaltz, his 15th, and Peterka, his 11th at the 12:15 mark. Made it 3-2. And then towards the end of the game, it was the Kings always try to give away their 1-goal leads, if you haven't noticed this season. But somehow we stave them off, and Armia gets his 2nd goal on an empty netter, unassisted, at the 18:22 mark. And the Kings beat the Mammoth 4-2. Shots on goal, Kings 27, Mammoth 21. And we lose the face-off 59.6% to 40.4%. We were 0 for 1 on the power play. They were 1 for 3 on the power play. They out-hit us 32-17. They had more block shots, 18-15. And again, we win the giveaways 13-12. And the takeaways, we lost that 5-2. Yet somehow we won the game. Let's go to the 3 stars. Joel Armia, the 3rd star with 2 goals. The 2nd star, Clayton Keller, with a goal and assist. And the 1st star, Adrian Kempe, with a goal and an assist. And that's game number 2 for me.
All right. Game number 2 for the Ducks this week. Ducks start the 5-game road trip in Pittsburgh to take on Sidney Crosby and company. So we'll go into the first period that Noel Akari gets the scoring started at the 9:49 mark in the first on a wrist shot, and that takes the 1-0 lead, and that's the end of the first period. Then we go into the second period. Jackson Lacombe gets on the board for the Ducks with his 4th goal of the year to tie it up 1-1. Beckett Seneca his 16th assist and Cutter's 18th assist of the year, and that was at the 5:19 mark. And then Troy Terry at the 14:10 mark takes the lead. So now the Ducks are leading 2-1 on his 8th goal of the year, and now it's 2-1 Anaheim, and that's the 14:10 mark, and that was unassisted, by the way. And then Tommy Novak ties it up at the 19:41 mark of the second, so just before second intermission. We're tied 2-2. And everything was going great. I wouldn't say great, actually. The Ducks were getting outplayed most of the game. I will say that. They had their chances. And I would say, like, Husso kept us in the game for the longest time. And then I saw a call that I don't think I've ever really seen before. And I think it was still a BS call. And I think Mom would agree with me on this one. But Husso got called for holding the stick penalty as he's trying to reach for the puck, because he just tried to jump. The guy was trying to whatchamacallit. Husso was trying to cover the puck, and the guy was trying to jab at it, and it just happened. Looked like he just, it was just like one motion, and they said he was grabbing the stick. So. Oops.
I saw that play, Cody. It's funny that we both have games where something like that could have either did or could have made a difference in the game.
Yeah.
Where I thought, you have regular play, and what I saw, and obviously I want us to be ahead of the Ducks, of course, but I don't see that penalty.
Yeah.
As a hockey fan, I did not see that penalty. I mean, when a goalie's trying to make a move to make a save, and the guy sticks his stick there, and maybe he gets caught for a second, it didn't look like it was done on purpose. I didn't see him grab it. It just kind of got stuck there for a second, and then the hand goes up, and you're going to hear in my next game, I'm going to complain about officiating for once.
Yeah.
I don't complain.
Absolutely bad call.
I totally agree.
Yeah. I mean, so that penalty, and I believe they scored like immediately right after. Yeah. So right here, Billy Husso, 2 minutes for holding the stick penalty on Rooker McGroarty. And that was at the 5:58 mark, and they scored this goal at the 6:05 mark, or sorry, 16:05 mark. So literally like less than 10 seconds on the power play they scored, and that gave them a 3-2 lead. And I was behind on this game. Mom already, I want to say, already was watching it live. I was a little bit behind, and I was mad. And so the Ducks pull the goalie. We get a couple good chances. Nothing's going in. And then Chris Kreider takes what was it? Tripping penalty. It was a penalty. That one I understand. And that penalty was taken at the 42 mark. So there's 18 seconds left. The Ducks are down 3-2. And yes, and we're down 3-2. And so we have a defensive zone face-off. So immediately the Ducks win that face-off. And as soon as the Ducks got the puck and went behind the ice, you just see Husso take off towards the bench to get the extra attacker. And then somehow Beckett Seneca gets the puck and takes it all the way down, throws it on net, and I see the goal horn light go off. You hear, and it's funny, you actually hear the Penguins goal horn go off on a Ducks goal, which is kind of funny, because you don't usually hear a goal horn when the away team scores. And I'm like, oh my god, it's a goal. But I was like, but I'm looking, I'm like, at the time, like, and it said the timer, and I was like, wait, that go in before or after? So they go into replay, and sure enough, you can see Beckett throw it on net, and it looks like it hits Erik Karlsson, and he knocks it into the net. But you do see the puck cross the line, because that's what matters. If the puck crosses the line before time runs out, and sure enough, there was still 1/10 of a second left when that puck went in. So the Ducks tie it up after being shorthanded, down a goal, with 18 seconds left. It's crazy that we tied it up. Let's just say the puck don't lie. You know how they always say, like, the ball doesn't lie when there's a kind of a bogus call, kind of like what happened with the holding the stick penalty. So that we go into overtime, and I can tell you this: Husso saved us big time. He made about 3 or 4 huge saves in this game. And then we go into shootout. Tommy Novak starts for the Penguins. Husso saves us there again. And then Uncle Leo again, he scores his shootout goal. So now the Ducks are up 1-0. Then Sidney Crosby goes. Husso saves it. So now it's Troy Terry's turn. And Troy Terry got stopped by Tristan Jarry, who's now an Edmonton Oiler. And so now it's up to Ville Koivunen. And if he scores, then the Ducks have to shoot. And if we get stopped, the Ducks win. And sure enough, Husso again makes a great save. The Ducks win in a shootout 1-0. So the overall score is 4-3. So here's all the scoring right there. And as you can see, I put Beckett Seneca, his 10th goal of the year, shorthanded goal. And I put, oh my God, because I literally made the same face that he made when the Ducks drafted him. I made the, like, oh my God, what the kind of face that he did. And then Karlsson with the shootout winner. And then the stats. Let's see. Did I already pass the stats? I did. Stats, the Ducks got outshot horribly in this game, almost by 20. 47-28. The Ducks somehow won the faceoff percentage, 50.9 to 49.1, so not by much. The Ducks were 0 for 1 on the power play, and the Penguins went 1 for 5. You know, the one was the bogus one. The Ducks did out-hit them 24-11. Ville Husso, 44 saves on 47 shots. Was Shelovs in this game? I thought it was Jarry. I can't remember. I mean, maybe it was Shelovs. I could double check right now. Penguins. Oh, it was Shelovs, not Jarry. Sorry. So Shelovs was in, and he saved 25 out of 28. I'm all over the place this morning. But yeah, somehow the Ducks come from behind, and we take 2 points away from Pittsburgh. So we sweep the season series against them 4-3 for each game. So both games were really good against Pittsburgh. So, man, well, I can tell you this: I was all over the place this game, especially in the third period.
Kevin said he asked Zach Dooley on a tweet that he replied by saying Byfield has hit 7 posts this season, almost twice as many posts as goals.
Wow.
And so, yeah, he hasn't been lucky. Good thing he does everything else. He does play everything else well, but we need him to score. Just to throw that out. So let's go on to the last game for the Kings. We're in Seattle playing on the Kraken. And again, another no scoring first period. But in the second period, the Kraken get on the board again on a power play. Or Jared McCann gets his 5th from Dunn his 11th and Stevenson his 10th to put the Kraken up 1-0. But then on the penalty kill, Alex Laferriere gets his 7th from Armia, his 7th at the 8:16 mark to tie the game 1-1. We go to the third period, and finally we score on special teams again, but it's a power play. Fiala, his 11th from Kopitar, his 10th, and Kempe is 17 at the 14:40 mark. Then, and we're talking about, I think, crappy penalty calls. They pull. I think it was Decord that was playing against them.
Yes.
They pull him out. It's 6-on-5, and I have to look. Let me see if I can look and see this when this was. At 19:21 mark, Forsberg 2 minutes for tripping. So you know how they're down, where they have their knees together, their legs out, and he was sliding over, and the guy tripped over his leg. He was sliding over to come over to get positioning, and they call a trip on him. Now, did he trip on him? Yeah, but I thought the player was just as much guilty as hitting the goalie as Forsberg was sliding over to trip him. But they get a power play, and guess what? At the what was it? I gotta go. 19:34 mark of the third period, Manny Beniers gets his 4th on the power play from Tolvanen and his 10th, and Dunn his 12th. So the game's tied. We go to overtime. Again, another penalty. Vince Dunn gets his 5th from Tolvanen, his 11th, and Eberle his 9th at the 1:21 mark, and Seattle beats us in overtime 3-2. Game should have never gone to overtime. I mean, I don't complain honestly, nearly as much about the officiating as you do. But to me, this was bogus call, and it was like bogus call just a day or so before that for Husso. That was not holding the stick or holding anything. I don't know what sometimes these guys are seeing, but I mean, we ought to be able to go to a replay and at least verify. I mean, there is going to be incidental contact in a game all the time. And we lost this game because the officiating, I thought, was poor at the end. You know, I've been an official for high school sports. I did it for 15 years. And the one thing they always tell you, the game should not be decided by you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to make a call, especially towards the end of a game, you want to be certain of it. If you're not certain of it, you should let it go. And I think, I mean, at least it didn't cost you guys a victory. We did get a point that night because we went to overtime. But, you know, that game should have still been going on for at least a proper, well, actually, maybe we would have won that game because they only had, 26 more seconds.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Even Kevin said this was a very disappointing game to be at.
Oh, you were at that game? I'm so sorry, Kevin.
Yeah, he said that last week.
Yeah, I forgot. Did you get a good look at it, Kevin, being there live? Did you think Forsberg did anything wrong? Because certainly when I watched every replay of it, I thought he was doing his job. I never saw it being intentional to be a trip. I know intentional doesn't necessarily, it doesn't have to be, it can be incidental, but he was sliding over to make a play and the guy skated to him. He had to have some fault with that. Or tell you what, why don't just, hey, if they're out, just slide into him, trip over, and see if you get a penalty all the time. And you're going to have a bunch of that. Look at soccer. Remember that one video you showed me of the soccer guy grabbing the guy's hand, hitting himself in the face and falling down?
Yeah.
Do we want that in hockey, people? I don't want it. I want it to be played like it's supposed to be played.
Nope.
Win it like it should be.
Kevin said, I was right there next to the goal, a few rows up. Not sure how you get called for a trip while making a save and someone comes flying into you.
Thank you,
Kevin.
Kevin.
I got to see the play. I want to see. I want to see what it looked like.
Yeah, well, I saw the Husso one, and that was bogus.
Yeah.
I mean, if that would have been against the Kings, you know, where we got that advantage that happened with, say, Husso. You know me, Cody. I'm always honest about penalties or fouls.
Mm-hmm.
So I still can't see that being called. So you want to go on to your last game?
Yeah, sorry. I was just trying to see if I can. Let's see if I could pull up the video for the trip. Let's see if I can pull it up. All right, hold on. I got it right here. Then we can nice second. Completely. All right, let me get screen share. We're gonna do boom. All right, here we go. So there's Forsberg right here.
See, he was just playing, and the guy tripped over him, and look at, and he got hurt, I think. But
yeah, because remember we said earlier in the notes that McCann is out, right?
Yeah.
See,
but if you watch the play, he's just sliding over. Watch, sliding over to make a play, legs out, just like I said, and he had a he was trying to that would be goalie interference.
No, because it's in the white, and he wasn't forced in. That's not. That wouldn't be goal because he's in the white. He's fine. I can kind of see. I thought it was more like in the blue area. I can kind of see it more as a trip, a little bit more now. A little, just like I said, a little bit. I still think it's not the right call, but I can kind of see more why they called it. Let's see if I could pull up the.
Yeah, disappointing to lose.
No, 100%. Billy Husso holding the stick.
That one, I felt both of them are bogus.
I mean, I don't think this one's gonna stick.
So it's just like interference. You know, you have a chance to make a play on someone. You don't make that play. I can't tell you how many times I've watched, you know, 2 or 3 more strides going on, and the guy interferes with a guy. Now you don't get the 2-on-1 you would have got because he interferes with him, and they don't call that. And that happens. That's happened a lot to us.
Yeah, I don't see a video for the
Husso one.
The Husso one, so I'm not gonna try and play it. But
you got another game.
Do you want to do your? Do you want to go over your stats real quick?
Oh no, I already deleted it.
Okay. And here's Kevin seeing it now. I can see Forsberg initiating the contact, but still, I feel like he's making a reasonable play to make a save. It feels harsh. Yeah. I can see both ways, but yeah, because now I thought he was like in the blue trying to make a save, but now seeing that, like, he wasn't in his crease, he was moving to still kind of, you know, to try to get.
No touchy goalie means goalie touchy no 1-2. He wasn't really trying to touch anybody. He was trying to move.
Yeah, but think about how people get tripped. You're trying to move and you trip a guy. I mean, that's kind of tripping, but I
Well,
can see what you're
most of the
saying.
tripping is done because you keep your stick down low and you take their skate out.
Yeah.
There are a few with leg to leg, but when a guy's already sprawled out and all he is trying to get back into his position, and the other guy's legs just happens to be there. I don't know. I don't agree with it.
No, I agree. Yeah,
You got to let some things go. I would not have called that.
I can't find the Huso penalty one.
It
Oh,
didn't
there's
cost you guys. It didn't cost you guys a game.
no, but I lost some hair pulling my hair out. So that one.
No.
All right, but just a quick. Here's your stats for that game. I forgot to change the score again. I'm so bad at this.
That's
I think
okay.
everything else looks right except for the score at the top.
So shots were 33-26 for the Kraken. Kings won the faceoff 52.2 to 47.8. Kings were 1 for 5 on the power play. This is what really killed us. They were 3 for 5. All 3 goals on the power
3 for
play.
6.
Oh, it looked like 5. It's
Yeah.
really small. Hits were even. Wow, we actually got even on the hits for once. Forsberg, I thought he played a good game. He had 30 saves on 33 shots. The Cord was 24 saves on 26 shots. And there's the stats.
So I'm just saying, I'll just see if I can find the thing one more time. But all right, so now we'll go to the Ducks last game. Very disappointing. Head over to Long Island to take on the New York Islanders. So now we got a Calder Trophy race between Schaefer and Seneca facing against each other. And if I had a penny for every time the Ducks gave up a first career goal to someone, I think I'd be a millionaire at this point. Travis Mitchell got his first career goal against the Ducks and at the 8-18 mark, so that they took a 1-0 lead. And then the Ducks get into some penalty trouble, and Anders Lee, not once, but twice, scores on the power play, so makes it 2-0 and then 3-0. So now it's 3-0 after the first period for New York. And then we go into the second period, and Leo Carlson gets his 17th of the year to make it 3-1. Troy Terry, his 24th assist of the year. Olin Zellweger's 8th. And that was at the 5:34 mark in the second. And then we go into the third. And then Troy Terry, shorthanded, scores his 9th of the year, Paling his 6th assist and Lacomb's 14th assist. And that was at the 2:37 mark. And at that point, I'm like, okay, are we going to do another comeback? But then Simon Holmstrom, by the way, this was just a horrible, whatchamacallit, defensive effort out Zellweger. And I think it's the first time I've said that all year, where he just got completely just burned by Holmstrom. And then Holmstrom just pretty much had a wide open field day against Huso, and then he beats Huso on the far post. So there goes the Ducks' chances of the comeback, because then Ryan Pollock gets his first of the year to make it 5-2 New York, and the Ducks lose this one 5-2 against the Islanders. And like I said, a lot of penalties called towards the Ducks. You had the Strome, the 2 minutes for high sticking. That was a high stick. The boarding one, I don't understand how that was boarding. I can see cross-checking, but not boarding. The Jackson Lacombe got 2 minutes for holding, which that was not a hold. And then they called a 2 minutes for hooking on Anthony Duclair. And I was kind of shocked they called that. And those were literally like, 40 seconds apart from each other. So the Ducks' only power play they got this game was literally 40 seconds long. That was it. So I believe the Carlson one was on the 4-on-4 time too. So, but the Ducks will play New York at home on March 4th, and then we'll go into the stats. We have. Oop, I already skipped it. The Ducks got outshot 37-33. The Ducks lost the faceoff percentage. What a shocker! 54-3 to 45.7. Like I said, the Ducks were 0 for 1 of the power play, and the Islanders were 2 for 4. We got out hit 20-15, and like I said, Husso saved 32 out of 37, and big save Dave. I would say he played very well this game. I'm not going to deny that. He stopped a lot of great shots, and he stopped 31 out of 33. The 3-star of the game is you're not going to see any Ducks players. Riddick was the number 3 star with 2 goals against average and a .939 save percentage. Holstrom with the 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points is the number 2. And then Anders Lee, who had 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points. He's your number 1 star. So not a very good game from the Ducks, I would say, all around. I feel like the Ducks could have been a lot better in this game. So but that is it for the Ducks games of the week. And that's the last game, right?
That was the. I don't have any other games for the last week. No.
No. All right. So
you have one you predicted last week, but it's being played right now.
It's being played right now, and I wanted to predict it before.
Yeah, but it's going on next week, so you know.
That's fine.
Because, anyways, one thing you said, Adam, no touchy goalie means goalie no touchy. That that happens all the time. They're running into the goalie. Sometimes they get a little too close to the blue. The goalie gives them a cross check out. They don't call that, but they're going to call a goalie doing a goalie move. And it wasn't really a harsh trip.
Yeah.
So, I've seen the Quickie in his day take a lot more punishment.
Yeah.
And not get any calls.
Well, I mean, Forsberg is the one that initiated the contact, so I think that's why they called it.
Well, he was right there. They were both right there. All he did was trying to go back into his net.
Yeah.
I can't see making a trip call on that.
Yeah.
You take everything into consideration. It wasn't like he didn't have a stick there and pull it up like they do.
Yeah. I was just messing around about the goalie situation. I missed the 90s when goalies were able to dish it back too.
Yeah. Well, the game is a little less physical than it used to be.
Yeah. So you want to do some predictions?
I'm ready. I've already got all mine, even in the notes. Yours weren't there. Are they there now?
I'm working on it right now. Sorry, I've been having issues with my Apple Notes on my desktop. So
I'm gonna let me go through. I'll go through all my games. And this will be the episode 92 games. The Kings at home against the Flames tonight. I have the Kings winning 5-2. Then Monday, they're at the Stars. I have the Kings losing that game 5-3. I think the Stars are one of the more elite teams in hockey right now.
Yeah.
Obviously with Colorado, too. Then Wednesday, they're playing against the Panthers in Florida. I have them beating the Panthers 4-3. Then on Thursday, back-to-back, the Kings at Tampa Bay. I have them losing to the Lightning 4-2. So I have the Kings going 2-2. And on top of that, let's go back to the games we just talked about for last week. I went 1-2. Should have been 2-1, but 1-2. I'm 12-18, 6 games under 500. Cody went 1 for 2. He's 14-17, 3 games under 500.
Yeah. All right. My predictions for the week. So on Monday, the Ducks will play in New York against the Rangers, and this will be Kreider's and Trouba's first time playing in New York since they've been traded to Anaheim. And I'm predicting a 3-0 loss because the Rangers are horrible at home. So I'm praying they keep it that way.
I'm looking on the notes, and you put win 3-0.
I said 3-0 win.
You said they have they're going to lose.
Did I say they were going to lose?
That's what I thought you said.
Oh no, I said
You have a win 3-0.
Win 3-0.
Oh, by the way, if you forgot, Cody picked that they were going to beat the Devils today 5-3 also.
Yes.
Okay, so win 3-0. I got you.
Yes, 3-0. And then on Tuesday, at the Ducks will play in Columbus, and I'm predicting a 5-4 win. I did say lose, or I said win. If I said lost, then I did not mean to say that.
Well, we got it correct. That's why I asked you.
Yeah.
Because it had you did put it back in our notes. I saw 3-0 win, and you said 3-0 loss.
Oh,
and I'm going,
God, no.
And it is the Rangers, and they haven't been that good. I thought that
especially
was
at home.
Odd. Yeah, odd.
Okay. Mom said I said lose, so I meant win. Okay. 3-0 win. Okay.
We got that corrected.
Okay. And then Friday, the Ducks host the Dallas Stars, and I'm predicting a 5-2 loss. Just because Dallas is just on another level right now. The Ducks do seem to play Dallas pretty well, but what? What's wrong? Earth to Dad?
You play the Jackets twice?
Yes.
You're predicting next Saturday's game. Okay. That threw me off.
Did I not? Oh, I did not mean to do that. I guess I could take that one out.
You don't want to predict that yet. I'm okay with that too.
Yeah. So, all right. So then plus my mind might change by next week. So yes, for Friday against the Dallas Stars, I'm predicting a 5-2 loss against the Stars.
Yeah, I got.
I don't know why I put the Saturday game on there.
Wait. So you have in the notes 5-2, and you forgot the 4-3.
What?
If you look at the note. Well, it didn't update on mine yet.
Oh. Well, because that game, I could predict that game next week.
Okay, perfect.
So I didn't realize that. I don't know why I put it on the notes. But all right, well, if anyone in the chat or on Instagram Live, if anyone has questions, please put it in the chat right now. But I guess while we're waiting for some questions, I'm gonna put this up here and let people. I don't know why I didn't have this going the whole time. Everyone, please, if you listen to us on podcast, please download the episode, leave a rating or review, and if you leave a review, I will read it on the podcast. We'd really appreciate it. Go Navy, beat Army. I agree. That's not a question, but
did you see his earlier note? Hurry up, Cody! It's almost time for Army Navy.
I don't care. He can wait. Here's the QR code for our link tree at the top, right here. So if you want to scan it, that's the access to our link tree where you can find all our social media and everywhere. So like you can find YouTube, you can find Twitch. You can click there, take you right to our channel, and you can hit subscribe and follow right there. And also for all the social media accounts and podcasts. So if you want to click the QR code right there, that's the best way to access all of our links. I'll leave that up for the rest of the episode. But no, we really appreciate everyone, hopping on live, Adam, Mom, Kevin, anyone on Instagram. We really appreciate everyone, chatting with us on Saturday mornings. I get Go Navy for Adam. Someone get us a nut quacker from Monday's game. Is that I think that's is that this Monday? Let's see.
Nutcracker. Nutcracker.
Well, that's what it is. It's the Ducks.
It's like
Adam
Elmer Fudd.
says, I'm listening to the podcast, watching the game, and waiting for Army Navy. I'll cut you off real quick for. No, it's fine. I don't care. I expect that from you. And then everyone, please go follow the Mighty Ducks Club. Also, they're doing a watch party for the Tuesday game against the Blue Jackets. They got food vendors, clothing brands that are going to be there, a bunch of giveaways. I think he's giving away a signed Ryan Getzlaf autographed picture of him, a couple shirts from Fanatic Swag. There's also a giveaway for the game on Friday. They're going to be a 2-ticket giveaway for the game against the Stars. They're going to be doing a giveaway for that game as well on Tuesday. And what else? There was something else that they were giving away. I just can't think of it at the top of my head. But everyone, if you go follow the Mighty Ducks Club for more giveaways and everything. And I know we're gonna have more merch, I think, coming out soon, I believe. But yeah, I'm excited for everything there. And you have anything else to add? Because I don't see any other questions in the chat. So
2 more weeks for the 2025 part of an NHL season. That will put us to 94 episodes by the end of the year. Hopefully you guys still love us and will come back, because we're going to have episode 100 6 weeks
crazy.
into the new year. Yeah, it's a nice milestone for us. It's been fun. I love talking with you guys.
So pretty much our episode 100 will probably be what? Right before the Olympics.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll try to have some Olympic information as soon as it comes more clear about the teams. Who's playing for Team USA, probably Canada, even all the rest of the teams if we can.
Yeah.
But we're going to focus on USA.
Yep. And the Ducks and Kings.
And the Ducks and Kings, absolutely.
But I forgot to add one more thing. Like I said, we have, like you said, 2 more weeks before we hit the new year. Please help us get to 100 subscribers before then. I think we're at 77 last time I checked. So guys, just 23 more. Help us get to 100 subscribers before the end of the new year. That's the goal. Please help us, tell your family, friends, everyone that has a YouTube, tell them to go follow Royally Quacked. Help us get to 100 subscribers. That's the goal. I'm here until the bitter end when we finally fire Gary.
Don't look now, but there's a hit on Captain Chaos happening.
There's a hit. Uh-oh. So, all right. Well, I don't see any other questions. You don't want to say anything else before we get out of here?
I'm good.
No. All right, everyone. Like I said, the QR code's at the top right there. Scan it. Use it. To find the YouTube channel to subscribe is in that link tree. And we appreciate every one of you, and we'll see you guys next week on Royally Quacked. And remember, let's go Ducks.
And go Kings, go!
All right. See you next week.